Hey, okay, we are live. Let's see if in a second if I can figure out how to invite Amanda on here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there I am. All right, I'm going to mute that because otherwise that would be bad. Okay, Amanda, are you watching this? Who's watching this? You are. All right, Amanda, I'm going to add you on there. Okay. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Amanda. Oh my goodness, that was freakishly easy. We probably should have practiced this ahead of time.
I know.
I don't actually know. As well, yeah, this is not Zoom. Is all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay, can I show everybody something before we start? So we have this coffee place called La La Land Coffee, which this is actually a Starbucks iced, like a cold brew, because I didn't have time to drive over to La La Land. But let me show y'all. Look at the end of their straws. They're cute. So cute. They're not always hearts. Like I have gotten, they're new to this area, and I've gotten other iced coffees before. I'd never gotten a straw, like a heart straw, but I saw that the other day. I was like, oh, I'm keeping this straw because it's adorable.
That's cute.
And Annie steals it from me just about every chance she can get.
Of course.
Okay, so guys, we got 13 people watching. This is going to be a big one. So I think we can just go ahead and jump right in. So y'all have seen in mine and Amanda's group the banner. I don't even know what those things are behind, whatever that thing is behind your profile picture, that has shown that our or my coaching group is changing. So for several years now, I have been running Seedlings I guess the first year I ran it 4 times. The subsequent years I've run it 3 times a year. Amanda, you've been helping me with that Seedlings program. We have seen a lot of people come through. Hundreds and hundreds of people have come through that. We've had various other coaches help us in different parts of that. And in that time, you and I have really grown in our coaching abilities, in our understanding of how to coach people with diabetes or with pre-diabetes. I know most of y'all know I am a type 1 diabetic. You'll always see my little thing on one of my arms. I just moved it yesterday, so it's over here now. And Amanda, you have walked out of pre-diabetes. What's your A1C currently?
It's 4.8.
Okay, so solidly like nowhere near pre-diabetic anymore. And both of us, my A1C has been 5.5 for the last 12 months. For the last 4 years, it's been 5.8 or lower. So we are in really, really, really good control of our blood sugars. And we have used Trim Healthy Mama to do that. It was a wonderful way for both of us to kind of leave the standard American diet way of eating. I was living in England when I encountered THM for the first time, and I left the standard British way of eating behind. It's very, very similar to how it works in the US. And so we are grateful to THM for helping us to move off the mark and to get going down a path to health. But in the last several months, you and I have both encountered a radically different way of doing things, right? And we're wrapping up our final Seedlings. This coming week will be week 8 of the very last Seedlings ever. And that is kind of part of our big announcement that we are going to make. So for those of you who don't know, I have reached I have maxed out at what I can do by myself, between my membership ladies and helping people in this No BS group, and helping the ladies who are taking Seedlings. And Amanda, I would not be able to have done any of the Seedlings programs without Amanda. She just, we work really, 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 really well together. And we are, just, I reached out to some friends who we were all going through the Fast Like a Girl coaching certification. And I was like, I don't know what to do, but I am maxed out. Like, I want to grow. I want to help more people, but I cannot do that in my current way of doing things. And so Amanda reached out and was like, do you want to team up? And I was like, yeah, I want to team up. What does that look like? So how many weeks ago was that?
Probably three weeks ago. We've been working hard and feverishly.
Been feverishly, that is like the perfect word, feverishly working to figure out what does it look like for us to work together. We have individual coaching programs. How do we bring those together? Should we bring those together? Should we keep some parts of those separate? And the more we've talked, we've literally, I mean, we text most days anyway, just because we're good friends, but like we've had lots of phone calls, lots of Zooms, lots of just times of trying to hammer out what's this going to morph into. And what we have come up with is what we are bringing you today. Now, before we get into all of this, I want to say that we may change things as they go along. So what we have come up with is the first iteration of this. And if y'all have been with me for any amount of time, you know that nothing kind of stays the same forever with me, and that as I learn things, and Amanda is the same way, like as we learn things, we change things, we tweak things, we morph things. Literally, I mean, it was in my very first Seedlings class as a participant, but I invited her to come do it because I was like, that girl's got coaching potential. And so I just need her to know how I do things so that we can then like work together to do it. So Amanda's been in Seedlings from the beginning. Like no two Seedlings has been, there's no copy paste. There is like copy paste and tweak and copy paste and tweak and tweak again and tweak some more. So I can promise you that what we're about to present to you will look like this for a time. It may look like this for 1 week, and then we'll go, ooh, we should change this and tweak this and do this. So just know that what we are presenting to you today will stay the same for some time, but as we things, as we more people come into the group and we need to adjust and change things, or we see maybe a better way to arrange things or to do things, then we are dynamic people, and we just like to keep things fresh. So all that to say, here is what we are bringing. So y'all may have seen, sorry, I just got my lip threaded and like a little tiny hair on my nose. I'm just being all honest with y'all. This is the time this whole week I could fit it in, and I was like, I'm going right now. But my nose is so pretty. So y'all may have seen that banner. I think it is called a banner on the No BS group, which is where y'all are right now. Amanda's got it in her Facebook group too. And there are things on there like walk out of type 2 diabetes, walk out of prediabetes, walk out of PCOS. You might be thinking like, how in the world are we going to do all these things? Isn't that what Seedlings was about the first time? And the answer is that was as much good information as we knew at the time. But since February for me and about February for you too, we both read Fast Like a Girl after our friend Debbie told us about it, and I listened to the Holy Spirit. I was like, Debbie was the third person who told me that she was reading that book and that it was really, I was like, okay, Lord, like literally 3 times in 3 days, somebody has mentioned this book, and all people who I know very well and who I trust. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to buy that book. So after a Seedlings Q&A one night, I bought that book right after it finished, started reading it that night, or I was listening to it that night. And I kept like elbowing my husband in the bed to be like, babe, did you hear that? Did you hear what she said? And he was like, I'm listening to golf. I'm not really listening to you. I was like, okay. But and I know I've shared this with y'all before, but the things that Dr. Mindy was sharing in Fast Like a Girl Mindy Pelz is the author. Literally, like it was like argument by argument by argument. She was taking down the misconceptions that I had about fasting and what I understood about fasting, which was really fasting for men, not fasting for women. Fasting for women is totally different. And for years, I mean, y'all can quote me because I know I've told most of y'all, I think fasting works wonderfully for men. I do. 16-8 fasting, where they're fasting 16 hours a day, eating 8 hours a day. That's great for men. Men will drop weight like that by tomorrow if they would have lost 10 pounds, and it's really disgusting. Not cool. Not cool for us, but that works for men. That does not work for women. That is hormonally disastrous for women. But Mindy Pelz in this book, just argument by argument, made her case for why fasting does work for women, how you have to, what you have to do. And I was really convinced by like halfway through the book. By the time we got to the, okay, so here's how you do it part, I was like, how do we do it? Like, I'm ready to know. So I started in March. I started reading that book right at the end of February. I actually started my period before I finished the book, and I texted my friend Debbie, and I was like, I started today. I think I'm going to go. I think I know enough to go ahead and jump in. I can finish the part I haven't finished yet before I get to what I know. So I just jumped in, not even having finished the book. And from there, I jumped over to Dr. Jason Fung and his Diabetes Code, which is a book that we just read in Seedlings. And it makes such a good case. And I had this niggling thought while I was reading Fast Like a Girl. I was like, I kind of think fasting might cure type 2 diabetes. Like, from what she's saying in this book, that would make sense to me, that if we give the body a chance to just take a break from food, that we would allow ourselves to switch over to this fat burning system, and that allows healing to happen, especially when you get into longer fasts. And so I read his book, Diabetes Code, and man, by the end of that one, I was for reals convinced. And I was like, Amanda, this needs to be your next book that you read. So she read that, and she was like, I agree. So then, when did Mindy come out with the fasting coaching program?
Goodness, it was April or May.
May. Yeah, I think like early April. She had this 4-day little seminar thing, and every day was an hour long, and so we all faithfully attended and watched it. And like from like minute one, I was like, tell me where to sign up. Like, I already know I want to do this, and I know that you're leading into a coaching program, so like I don't need convincing anymore. I am convinced that this is the way to help my ladies and to help the women who I have been working with for all these years. And I just want to give a big apology to everybody who I made eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. Like, so sorry. So sorry. I didn't know.
So sorry.
That's all I can say. I didn't know what I didn't know. So she launched her coaching program. I signed up before she was done launching it on the last day. Like, I had already signed on the dotted line and just jumped right in. And y'all, the information that we learned in that course was astounding. And I feel like I have such a deep knowledge of how hormones work in our bodies as women, how those work through our cycles, even when we're no longer cycling. Those hormones are still at play, and I understand how to teach people how to eat, to learn to fast, to support your hormones, to get all those things in line and in order. And like, it is literally, I've done the THM coaching certification, I did the Glucose Goddess coaching certification, as did Amanda, and I did Dr. Mindy's coaching certification. And that last one was a doozy in the best way.
Like grad level.
Yeah, grad level. That's right. Like, I felt like I have been in grad school for the last couple of months, just with the amount of information that we need to know and be able, we both had to pass tests at the end. Like, you had to know the stuff before she would certify you as a coach. And so from that point on, Amanda and I have been, I mean, that was like two-ish weeks ago, or I guess 3 weeks ago that we
Yeah.
did all that. And we've just been busy little beavers trying to figure out how we can bring this to y'all in a way that is going to be educational, supportive, and where we can not like teach you and then leave you there to flounder. What we came to really realize during that coaching course was that this is not like a 4-week learn how to do it and then walk away thing, or an 8-week learn how to do it and then walk away thing. This is a long-term, like, you do this with a long-term goal in mind, because you don't just drop weight like that, which then leads to an ability to reduce meds and get off of meds altogether. You know, working with your doctor, of course, we would never tell you to do that. But it's not a short-term thing. It's a very long-term thing, and it's going to take 12 to 18 months to really like get in there and get all the way to where you're going. But, you know, I was talking to somebody this morning, and we were talking about her health journey, and I just was like, she said, I was a coach, and then I decided to not be a coach. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, and I felt kind of bad because I'm not there yet. I haven't arrived to where my goal is. And I was like, well, I haven't arrived to where my goal is yet either. But, you know, the thing is that I arrived to my original goal years ago. And the closer I got to that original goal, it changed. It changed because I was like, I am stronger than that goal now. I'm like, that goal seems not big enough. And so my goals shifted and changed as I moved forward. And I just really have moved into a longevity mindset. So with that big introduction, Amanda and I have got our little pieces of paper, as we always do. And we're just going to kind of walk you through what all is going to be involved. So this new group that we are doing, y'all have seen the name. It is going to be Seasons in the Orchard, or we just call that SITO or SITO for short, SITO, because who wants to just say Seasons in the Orchard repeatedly? And one of the big things about this is, yes, we're going to teach you how to fast. We've taken the 8 weeks of seedlings and boiled it down to 4 weeks. So we are going to spend 30 days learning how to fast. We're going to take you one whole cycle through Mindy Pelz's 30-day reset. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Within that, there will be daily accountability there for you. And that comes through us checking your food, answering your questions, getting you in community with other people who are doing the same thing. And the thing that we really have solidified, I think, in our coaching is that we make a big group feel very small, and we just individualize everything. And I don't know how we have managed to do that, but we again, we're just a well-oiled machine. Yeah. And we do it, and we get to know each of you as you walk through the program. And so we can give you specific and individualized feedback even within a group setting, because we are looking at all of your posts. Somebody looks at your post every day and will feedback on, what are you eating? How are you moving? What's your sleep like? What's your detoxification process? How can you open up your detox pathways? There are just things that we help you to figure out as you're learning to do this fasting thing. And so that's the first part of what we do. Amanda, you want to talk?
I think what I like most about that is that there's such a nuanced approach to everything, because what works for one person really isn't going to work for the next person, and vice versa. So it makes that big group setting feel small, and it just really connects you one-on-one with the coach that's reviewing your meals, and helps us to get to know you even better, because we get to see, how is this working for you? And it builds us and our abilities to coach, and it helps you learn more and more as you go along, and you're going to become experts in you.
That's right.
You know, we're all a study of one. So
That's right. And
Dr. Mindy.
you have the benefit too of looking, if you choose to, looking through everybody else's food and going, oh, they did that like that, or they waited this time to have this kind of meal, or they paired those two things together. So the education that is happening is ongoing. I mean, even the people who are in my current membership group, which is called the Orchard, they do that now. Like they read through, there's always comments from other people within people's accountability posts for the day, because they're just looking through to see like, how's so-and-so doing? How's, what, like, I know she was trying to fast for this amount of time today. How did she do? Like, so it just, there's a real community education aspect to the membership already. And because there's a good base of people in there, that I have high hopes that that's going to carry on in that way.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
And they're good cheerleaders in there.
Yeah, great cheerleaders.
Love it.
We're going to be sharing some videos into this group over the coming weeks before August, just to let y'all hear from people who have been living this lifestyle. And I think, like, I was smiling so big last night as I was putting the videos together, because I was like, this has been so life-changing. Like, it's just, it's so good. Like, it's so good. And I feel really like the Lord just brought this to me at this time. And I don't know. I mean, I think the lady who, Debbie, who introduced me to it, like, she didn't know what she was doing for any of us. She's now, or she's almost a flag certified coach too. And so it's been life-changing for all of us. And we are really excited to share with y'all.
Yes.
The other thing I think that I love about fasting, and I was talking to the girl I was talking to on the phone this morning, she was like, it's just so hard, like, to figure out, like, what she said. I had figured it out, but like, I know other people struggled with, like, how much fat goes in this meal? Is this S meal? Does it have too many carbs? What, like, all of that was very confusing. And again, it got us away from that standard American way of eating. So, like, we love it for that.
Yes.
But it was complicated. I mean, just very frankly, it was complicated. Fasting is not complicated, and it's very simple. And what we are going to teach you is how to make it even more simple, and we'll give you, like, the times that you need to fast and what you need to be eating to support your hormones so that you are able to do that well. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. How would I say this? Just the better your life is going to get. And that is going to help you to have really a longevity mindset. My mindset has shifted so much, really since January, and looking at how we have an only child. We only have Annie. Many of you know we were fostering last year, and that did not work out for us to adopt those kiddos. We decided that we were done for the time being, for years probably, with fostering. And so as we're looking at Annie being our only kiddo, it's important that we are both around and that we're both healthy, that we're not decrepit old people. Like, I mean, Annie was born on my 37th birthday, so I was already an older mom, but I don't want to act like an older mom. I don't want to have the physical limitations of an older mom as Annie ages. I want to be out there, doing the things and playing and doing all the things that she wants her mother to be able to do. So my mindset has shifted significantly towards longevity, and I have caught that fire for my clients, because I want them to be able to get down on the ground and play with their grandchildren or their great grandchildren. I think of my great grandmothers and going to visit them, and they were just these little frail old ladies, and they never got up to walk around, and we'd let ourselves in the door when we got there and close it behind us when we left, and I don't want that for Annie, So I want, and I don't want that for my clients. I want y'all to be healthy, strong, vibrant, older people who are able to just serve the Lord and serve their families very, very, very well, and for years into the future. So I have just the more that we've both learned about fasting, we see that this is a path to do that. Is it the only path? No, obviously, but it's a pretty good path.
Yes.
If you're picking paths, this is the one I would say go down. Okay. Oh, and then, yeah, I'll jump right into, so we have talked about the coaching and just the support you'll receive there with the coaching. But I want to just brag on the ladies who are in Seedlings right now, and the ladies who are in the Orchard, and the ladies who are in Amanda's group. These women have developed relationships with each other, and there have been some really significant hard things happened in the Orchard with some of our members, and people have risen up. We have prayed for each other. We have supported each other. There were some financial hardships, and scholarships were given. I mean, it was because they were like, oh, she can't leave. Like, what? We can't happen. And so it's been a very wonderful place to be. We have a Zoom every week. It's currently on Sunday nights. It'll be moving to Monday nights, but I look forward to that every week, because it's like getting to hang out with my friends for an hour. Like, they are legitimate friends. Someday we will have an actual in-person retreat. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
And it will be so fun to just get together with people who I know on such a deep level, but have never gotten to see in person before. And so that I hope that the community aspect is coming across for what you will be into should you choose to join into Seasons in the Orchard, because it's a pretty stellar place to be, I think. Amanda, do you want to talk about just kind of more about what are we jumping to next? Where's number 5?
I think it's monthly.
It's still me. I'm sorry. Talking a lot. Okay. As part of our coaching, we, once you're through the 30-day reset, so that's going to happen. I've put the months that will be happening for the rest of 2024 and all of 2025. So we've got that set already. But each new month, we will do a deep dive into a topic that we see is something that the group needs to learn about. So for example, in July, we are going to be talking about gut health and how to fix leaky gut, how to do that naturally. There may be some supplements that you want to take, but you don't have to take them. You can heal yourself with food. So the topics will be released quarterly. So we'll give you the next 3 months of topics, 3 months at a time. And what that does is, I used to give out topics a year in advance, and it always made me feel so claustrophobic. I was like, what if something happens and I want to change? So I went back the other day and looked at my month, or like my 12-month topics for this past year, because my year started over in June. And I was like, well, that's hilarious. The last 5 months, we didn't even do one single thing that was on the list of 12 topics. And that's what I was like, see, that's why I don't like doing 12 months of topics. Like, how do I know what I want to talk about 6 months from now? It might totally change. So we can keep it good at 3 months though. And so you'll know what we're going to talk about before we get there. And there'll be a teaching video that's released every month, as well as there may be some kind of a PDF. Some months it's necessary, and some months it's not. You just need to listen to the video. And then we obviously are meeting weekly on Zoom. Those Zooms will happen on Monday nights at 7 o'clock for the new people, and then 7:45 if you are not needing to hear all the fasting Q&A questions. So the kind of hangout time will be from 7:45 to 8:30. And yeah, that'll just give plenty of time to catch up with each other and to troubleshoot. We kind of will pitch for you like what fasting schedules that we're going to be doing in the next week, as well as just unpack the teaching topic a little bit more. Yeah, so those are fun, and again, just time to get to know each other and to hang out with each other. Okay, that's that. Amanda, I'm gonna pop it over to you.
All right, and then some additional resources that we're going to have are one of us will be creating a recipe book. So those will be recipes that I have already gathered, or some that we put together before the next month shows up, and those will be curtailed to whatever season we're in. So we might be doing ketobiotic, we might be doing a little bit more carbs at that time. So we'll just have fluctuations in recipes. And then on top of that, there's going to be a section, there's a vault that we're creating where there's going to be tons of resources that we're going to put together. There's going to be a Bible study. It's a 1-week Bible study that'll happen each month, and I'll just plug that information there and have a workbook available for you guys for that. And then there's going to be educational videos for like FAQs. So we're going to have some videos there for any frequently asked questions, for troubleshooting things. We're going to be building that vault up as well. There's going to be book studies. So like anytime we do a group book study, that book study information will be in there as well. And then we're going to have a recipe and podcast section that's really going to be built by the community. So you guys will put stuff in there too occasionally, but it's primarily for you all to share and give information on your favorite books, your favorite podcasts, your favorite recipes. So those are going to be really great resources for you. It's kind of like your neighborhood community book drop-off, where you take a book, you bring a book, and everybody benefits from it. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how that grows and see what everybody shares with one another. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and I know in the orchard currently, like the ladies in there are very avid bakers, and they love to cook, and they're constantly finding new recipes. And so we don't have a good spot for those now. And so I have somebody, I did one-to-one calls with all of the orchard clients who wanted to do it last week. And one lady was like, it would be really good if we could have like a section for like podcasts and a section for recipes. And I was like, what a great idea. Thank you, Kim Holman. That was your idea. I see you on there. So we have put this together, and yes, it is an area that is going to be grown by y'all. So it's a good place to interact into. Just, I mean, who doesn't, I know that amongst my family members that like somebody finds a new recipe and then it's like all in the chat in my family text, and then next thing you know, like everybody's making it, and everybody's got their own little tweaks. And so that is kind of what that recipe vault is going to be for. Same thing with the podcast. So yeah, we wanted to just to create, it's literally a resource vault to have you all be resourced with the things that you need that will help you along this journey. And we are working to put that together now. So this will not officially open until August. So August is going to be the first 30-day reset that we're going to go through with everybody who signs up. And we are like right now, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, we are getting the welcome pack finalized. And so that is going to be for those of you who are like, well, I'm ready to jump in now. What can I do to be prepping myself? How can I be preparing between now and August when we get started? And so that is exactly what we are putting together for you, is a little like a prep pack, a fasting prep pack that will help you get your kitchen cleaned out. We'll tell you clean out and why. We're going to give you some foods to start trying to incorporate into your diet, not on a diet, but just into your eating. Yeah, your lifestyle. That's the word I'm looking for. Amongst many, many other things. You'll have a welcome video from us too. And so it's going to, it will help you be prepped and ready so that from Sunday, June, well, you could sign up today, I guess, if you want to, but that will open on Sunday, June the 23rd. So you'll have from June the 23rd to the first part of August to get that all set and ready to go. So I really am, again, we're excited that this is just going to be such a good opportunity, and you are getting two very qualified coaches. I have had type 1 diabetes for 41 years. Amanda was a pre-diabetic for a couple of years, and then we have both come into excellent control. We're really good at coaching, is all I can say. Like I just think that like God has gifted us to do this, and He's gifted us to work well together as well. Like Amanda is very, very similar to my husband. And so I'm like, that's why we work so well together. Because like she's like David in girl form, which is great for me. But it is a real joy to do this for y'all. We just see it as a way to serve you and to help you to live that better life and to walk out of long-term illness. And we don't want you to be part of the sick care system. We want you to walk in health. We call our healthcare system healthcare, but really it's sick care. And it's just prescription after prescription after prescription. We want to not make that be your life as you age. We want you to be healthy and whole. And I really genuinely have become convinced that fasting is an excellent way to make that happen. So we hope that you guys will join us there. We've got 3 different payment options. You can click on the link and see what those are, but we have an annual fee, which actually gets you 5 months of free. So that's a freaking dang good deal is what that is. Or you can pay quarterly, or you can pay monthly. If you're just kind of like, I just want to see what this is about, you can pay monthly, and then you can click over and say, actually, I would like to do this annually. We'll help you get that taken care of. So yeah, just think about it, pray about it, look at this as a long-term investment into your prolonged health and your prolonged living. This is something that anybody can do. You'll see in the videos that we're going to be dropping in that there are people who are out there getting after it every day, exercising. We have people who have some injuries and are not able to exercise, but they are still able to fast. They're still able to do the program. It is not dependent upon any one thing. It's not hinging upon one thing. It's sort of a group effort, a combined effort of multiple different things, but we teach you all of those things in the course. And so, yeah, we hope that you join us. We really want you to join us. If you are sick of being sick and you are ready to make a change, and like come jump in, get in the seasons of the orchard, and let's change lives, ladies.
Yes. Okay. So excited.
Good. I can't see I can see 4 comments right now. It seems you guys are loving this, which is good. I hate lives for this reason. I don't hate lives. I just don't like that I can't see all the comments all at once. So I guess we can probably, I don't know where Amanda went. I think we'll wrap this up here. And then if y'all are watching this later, let me know. You can say #replay or #fastlikeagirl, whatever you want to say. It really doesn't matter to me. You can just say, hey, I'm watching this later. And I'll be like, okay, great. And yeah, if you've got questions, then, oh geez, my dog's freaking out. Somebody ring the doorbell. If you've got questions, put them here. We will get back to you. Amanda or myself will do that, and we will get your questions answered. I will now go put in the banner that I have posted the link to sign up. So if anybody is ready to do that now, you'll be able to do that in just a little second. All right. I hope that y'all are having a great Friday. Please have a wonderful weekend, and we hope to see you over in the Seasons of the Orchard soon. Bye. Love y'all.